Have you ever felt so exhausted by the weight of your past that you wondered if true peace was even possible? Tonight, as the world grows quiet and darkness settles around us, there exists a profound invitation waiting for every weary soul. An invitation not just to sleep, but to discover the kind of rest that transforms everything. What if I told you that the very thing you've been searching for, the peace that seems to slip through your fingers like sand, is already within your reach? What if the forgiveness you've desperately needed and the restoration you've only dared to dream about could become your reality tonight? In the silence of this moment, something extraordinary is taking place. While your mind races with the regrets of yesterday and the anxieties of tomorrow, there is one who sees beyond your failures and mistakes. There is one who looks at your broken places, not with disappointment, but with the tender eyes of a father who has been waiting to welcome you home. The human heart carries burdens that were never meant to be borne alone. We pile guilt upon guilt, shame upon shame, until the weight becomes almost unbearable. We rehearse our failures like a broken record, convinced that we are too far gone, too damaged, too unworthy of the grace we desperately need. But what if everything you believed about your unworthiness was a lie? Tonight, as you prepare to rest, consider this remarkable truth. Forgiveness is not something you earn through good behavior or perfect performance. It is not a reward for the righteous or a prize for the pure. Forgiveness is a gift freely given to those who recognize their need for it. And restoration, that beautiful process of being made whole again, begins the moment you accept this gift with open hands and a humble heart. Think about the last time you truly felt at peace. Not the temporary calm that comes from distraction or entertainment, but the deep, soul-level peace that seems to emanate from the very core of your being. For many, this memory feels distant, like trying to recall a dream from childhood. Yet this peace is not a relic of the past or a fantasy for the future. It is available to you right now, in this very moment. The journey toward rest begins with understanding a fundamental truth about the nature of grace. Grace is not fair. Grace does not give you what you deserve. If grace were fair, if it operated according to human logic and justice, none of us would qualify for its benefits. But grace transcends fairness. Grace gives freely to the undeserving, loves unconditionally the unlovable, and offers hope to the hopeless. When you think of your mistakes, your failures, your moments of weakness and poor judgment, what emotions rise within you? Shame whispers that you are defined by your worst moments. Fear suggests that your past disqualifies you from a better future. Regret replays your failures on an endless loop, convincing you that change is impossible. But what if these voices, however loud and persistent they may be, are not telling you the truth? Consider the possibility that your past, with all its pain and imperfection, was never meant to be your identity. Your mistakes were never intended to become your permanent address. The guilt you carry was never supposed to be your constant companion. Instead, these experiences were meant to lead you to a place of desperate dependence, a recognition of your need for something greater than yourself. Rest is not simply the absence of activity. True rest is the presence of peace in the midst of life's storms. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are held by hands that will never let you go. It is the deep exhale of a soul that has finally stopped running from grace and has chosen instead to run toward it. As you lie in the darkness tonight, your mind may be flooded with thoughts of inadequacy and unworthiness. You may rehearse conversations you wish you could have handled differently, decisions you regret making, words you wish you could take back. This is the human condition, the weight we all carry as imperfect beings trying to navigate an imperfect world. But here is where the miracle begins. In your weakness, strength is made perfect. In your brokenness, wholeness is revealed. In your failure, grace finds its greatest opportunity to shine. The very things that make you feel disqualified are the things that qualify you for the kind of love that changes everything. Forgiveness is not a feeling, though it may produce beautiful feelings. Forgiveness is not an emotion, though it may stir powerful emotions. Forgiveness is a decision, a choice to release the debt that others owe you, and to accept the release of the debt you owe. It is the divine mathematics of grace, where the ledger is not balanced but erased entirely. When forgiveness flows into your life, it does not simply cover your past. It transforms your present and redefines your future. Forgiveness breaks the chains that have held you captive to guilt and shame. It opens doors that seemed permanently locked. It creates possibilities where none existed before. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the prison of your past and sets you free to become who you were always meant to be. Restoration follows forgiveness like dawn follows the darkest night. Where forgiveness removes the barriers, restoration rebuilds what was broken. Where forgiveness cleanses the wounds, restoration brings healing. Where forgiveness offers hope, restoration makes that hope tangible and real. The process of restoration is both immediate and ongoing. In one sense, the moment you receive forgiveness, restoration begins. Your identity shifts from condemned to beloved, from rejected to accepted, from lost to found. But restoration is also a journey, a gradual transformation that unfolds over time as you learn to walk in the freedom that forgiveness provides. Tonight, as you prepare to rest, you have a choice to make. You can choose to carry your burdens into sleep, to rehearse your failures and fears as you have done countless nights before. Or you can choose to lay them down, to release them into the capable hands of the one who specializes in making all things new. This choice is not about perfection. It is not about having all the answers or getting everything right. This choice is about trust, about faith, about the willingness to believe that grace is greater than your greatest failure, and love is stronger than your deepest shame. The invitation to rest is not just about physical sleep, though your body needs that restoration as well. The invitation to rest is about finding peace for your soul, comfort for your spirit, and hope for your future. It is about discovering that you are not alone in your struggles, that your pain has been seen and your tears have been counted. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine laying down every burden you have carried. Picture placing each regret, each fear, each disappointment at the feet of the one who promises to give you rest. See yourself walking away from the heavy load you have been carrying, lighter with each step, freer with each breath. This is not wishful thinking or positive psychology. This is the profound reality of grace in action, forgiveness made manifest, restoration becoming your lived experience. Tonight can be different. Tonight can be the beginning of the rest you have been searching for all your life. In the quietness of this sacred moment, something profound begins to unfold within your spirit. The very breath you draw carries with it the potential for transformation. Each exhale releases what no longer serves you, and each inhale draws in the life-giving presence of perfect peace. Your heart knows the difference between temporary relief and lasting restoration. You have tasted the shallow waters of distraction and entertainment, only to find yourself thirsty again within hours. But what is being offered to you now is not a momentary escape from your troubles. It is an invitation into the depths of genuine healing, where the roots of your pain are not merely covered, but completely transformed. The weight you have been carrying was never yours to bear alone. Every sleepless night spent wrestling with guilt, every morning awakened by the heavy burden of shame, every moment when you felt crushed beneath the magnitude of your failures, these were signals pointing you toward a truth your soul has always known. You were created for more than survival. You were designed for rest that reaches the very core of your being. Consider the profound mystery of grace that operates beyond human comprehension. While justice demands payment for wrongs committed, grace cancels the debt entirely. While fairness insists on equal treatment, grace lavishes unmerited favor upon the undeserving. While logic suggests that broken things should remain broken, grace specializes in making all things new. Tonight, in the sanctuary of your own room, you are not alone with your thoughts and regrets. There is a presence with you that sees beyond the surface of your circumstances into the depths of your true identity. This presence does not focus on your failures, but on your potential. It does not highlight your weaknesses, but celebrates your willingness to seek something greater than yourself. The process of receiving forgiveness begins with a simple acknowledgement of your need for it. This is not about groveling or self-degradation. This is about honest recognition of your humanity, your imperfection, your desperate need for grace. In this acknowledgement, you align yourself with every person who has ever lived, for we all share this common ground of needing forgiveness and restoration. When you stop trying to earn what is freely given, something beautiful happens within your spirit. The striving ceases, the performance ends, and you discover the rest that comes from being loved not for what you do, but for who you are. This love does not fluctuate based on your behavior. It does not increase when you are good or decrease when you struggle. It remains constant, unchanging, a foundation upon which you can build your life. Your past does not have the final word over your future. The chapters you have already written, with all their pain and imperfection, are not the end of your story. They are part of a larger narrative being woven together for purposes you cannot yet fully see. What seemed like meaningless suffering begins to take on new significance when viewed through the lens of redemption. The shame that has whispered lies about your worth for so long loses its power when confronted with the truth of your identity. You are not the sum total of your mistakes. You are not defined by your worst moments. You are not disqualified by your failures. You are a beloved child of the Most High, created with purpose, designed for relationship, and destined for restoration. Rest begins to flow into your life when you stop fighting against the current of grace and allow yourself to be carried by its gentle strength. Like a river that knows its way to the sea, grace knows how to navigate around the obstacles in your life and bring you to the place of peace you have been seeking. The restoration that follows forgiveness is not a return to who you were before you were broken. It is a transformation into who you were always meant to become. The scars remain, but they become testimonies rather than sources of shame. The memories persist, but they are reframed within a larger story of redemption and hope. As you surrender to sleep tonight, you are not merely ending another day. You are participating in a sacred rhythm of release and renewal that mirrors the deeper work being done within your soul. Just as your body repairs itself during physical rest, your spirit is being restored during this time of surrender and trust. The darkness that surrounds you is not empty space. It is pregnant with possibility, filled with the potential for dreams that reflect the new reality taking shape within you. In this darkness, seeds of hope are being planted that will bloom into joy you never thought possible. Your breathing begins to slow as peace settles into the corners of your mind that have been agitated by worry and fear. The racing thoughts that have kept you awake so many nights begin to quiet as you discover that you do not have to solve every problem or fix every mistake before you can rest. The forgiveness washing over you tonight is not conditional upon your ability to forgive yourself. It is not dependent upon your capacity to make amends for every wrong you have committed. It is not contingent upon your promise to never make another mistake. It flows freely from a source of love that is inexhaustible and unconditional. In receiving this forgiveness, you become a conduit for grace to flow through you to others. The healing you experience tonight does not end with you. It ripples outward, touching every relationship, every interaction, every moment of your future with the possibility of redemption and restoration. The rest that comes to you now is not escape from reality, but entrance into a deeper reality where love reigns supreme and grace has the final word. This rest does not deny the challenges you will face tomorrow, but equips you with the peace necessary to navigate them with wisdom and strength. Tonight, as your eyelids grow heavy and your body begins to surrender to the gentle pull of sleep, something profound is happening within the very fabric of your being. The tension that has gripped your shoulders for weeks begins to release. The knot in your stomach that has been your constant companion starts to loosen. The weight pressing down upon your chest lifts as you draw deeper, more peaceful breaths. This is not merely physical relaxation, though your body desperately needs this reprieve. This is the beginning of a transformation that reaches into the hidden places of your heart where pain has made its home for far too long. In these quiet moments, before sleep claims you, the walls you have built around your wounded places begin to crumble, not through force or effort, but through the gentle persistence of unconditional love. The lies you have believed about yourself lose their grip in this sacred space. The voice that has told you that you are too broken to be fixed, too stained to be clean, too far gone to be redeemed, begins to fade into insignificance. In its place, a different voice emerges, speaking words of life and hope and possibility that your soul recognizes as truth, even when your mind struggles to believe. You are not an accident waiting to happen. You are not a mistake that somehow slipped through the cracks of creation. You are not a problem to be solved or a burden to be carried. You are a masterpiece in the making, a work of art being carefully crafted by hands that never tremble, never make errors, never grow weary of the process of restoration. The guilt that has been your shadow begins to dissolve in the light of this truth. Shame, that persistent companion that has whispered accusations in your ear for so long, finds no foothold in the solid ground of grace. Fear, that paralyzing force that has held you captive to your past, loses its power when confronted with love that casts out all terror. As you sink deeper into rest, imagine the burdens you have carried being lifted one by one from your weary shoulders. Feel the relief as each weight is removed, as each chain is broken, as each prison door swings open to reveal the freedom that has always been your birthright. This is not imagination or wishful thinking. This is the reality of what grace accomplishes in the life of anyone willing to receive it. Tonight, you do not have to carry tomorrow's worries into your dreams. You do not have to solve every problem or heal every wound before you can rest. The forgiveness you have received is complete. The restoration you have experienced is real, and the peace that now fills your heart is yours to keep. Sleep now in the confidence that you are loved beyond measure, forgiven completely, and held securely in arms that will never let you go. Tomorrow will bring its own grace, but tonight you rest.